Hello children, welcome to our class, the continuation of numerical problems of moving charges and magnetism. A cyclotron oscillator frequency is 10 megahertz, and what should be the operating magnetic field for accelerating proton? If the radius of the disc is 60 centimeter, what is the kinetic energy of the proton being produced by the acceleration? Okay, so this the given, they have to write given the frequency which is equal to oscillator frequency. They have given 10 megahertz. That means megahertz, which is 10 power 7 hertz. Now this one. So electron E, which is equal to 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 coulomb, we know that. And R they have given, which is 60 centimeters. So we have converted into 0.6 meter. So that now the mass, proton mass, which is equal to 1.6 into 10 power minus 27 kilograms, standard values this and all, right? Now the operating magnetic field for accelerating proton, that means B, magnetic field B, which is equal to 2 pi m, the cyclotron frequency by electron, so which is equal to 2 into 3.14 into 1.67 into 10 power minus 27, that is the proton mass, into 10 power 7 whole divided by 1.6 into 10 power minus 19. See, when you simplified this, you will get B, which is equal to 0.66 Tesla. See, the kinetic energy they asked. See, the kinetic energy K, which is equal to E square B square R square by 2m. So directly the electron value square is 19 square into the B value, which is 0.66 square into 0.6 is the radius, 0.6 square, the whole divided by 2 into the mass 1.67 into 10 power minus 27, so which is equal to 1.2 into 10 power minus 12, okay, of the value. Whole divided by, will get for this one 1.602 into 10 power minus 13 mega electron volt. So that is equal to 7.4 mega electron volt value. We get the kinetic energy of the proton being produced by the acceleration. Next sum. See, a rectangular loop of wire of size 4 centimeter into 10 centimeter carries a steady current of 2 ampere. A straight long wire carrying 5 ampere current is kept near the loop as shown in the diagram, right? See, if the loop and the wire are coplanar, maybe. So find the torque acting on the loop and the magnitude and the direction of the force on the loop due to the current carrying wire. See the diagram, right? From this case 1 and 2 they have given. For the first case, as M and B, which are parallel, so that degree, I mean theta, which is equal to 0 degree. So that tau, which is equal to MB sin 0 will come. So that the tau torque acting on that will be 0 for the first case. For the second case, See, the force on the closure long side of the loop they asked. For this, we know that force F, which is equal to mu naught by 4 pi into 2 I1 I2 by R1. So into we have to take it the length also. So the length of the longer side. Right. So that is nothing but what directly we can apply. So 10 power minus 7 mu naught by 4 pi value into 2 into I1 they have given 5 into 2 into 0.10, right, 0.10 they have given. If you hold it by R1 value, what they have given R1 value, which is 0.01. So we have taken this. We have to calculate this. Okay, size 4 centimeter into 10 centimeter, and steady current 2 ampere is, and the straight long wire carrying 5 ampere. Okay, from this we are going to calculate, and that is, if you simplified this, 20 into 10 power minus 6 Newton you will get. This is for the force of F1 you can take, that is for attractive force. See, for the repulsive force, so further longer side of the loop we have to take it, that is F2, which is equal to mu naught by 4 pi 2 into I1 I2 and R2 we have to take, and also the length. Okay, so here, which is equal to 10 power minus 7 into 2 into 5 into 2 into 0.10, the same values, only the R value is getting varied, 0.05 here for this. Okay, so by simplifying these things you will get 4 into 10 power minus 6 Newton. Okay, this is for the repulsive force. See, net force, you actually want the net force. So for the net force, F, which is equal to F1 minus F2. So you F1 minus F2, 20 minus 4. So that directly you can write 16 into 10 power minus 6 Newton. Okay, this is towards the straight wire it will be. The force will be towards straight wire. The straight wire, the force will be on this side. So with the help of this we arrived with the help of the force on the parallel wire. We have seen, no, with the help of that we derived this. See, to increase the current sensitivity of a moving coil galvanometer by 50%, its resistance is increased so that the new resistance become twice its initial resistance. By what factor does its voltage sensitivity change? Okay, voltage sensitivity, how it will be get changed. See, for that we must take the current sensitivity, which is what? Current sensitivity, which is nothing but Is, which is equal to alpha by I, right? And voltage sensitivity, which is equal to Vs, that is equal to alpha by V, or we can say alpha by IR, or we can say Is by R. Okay, we can relate with the current sensitivity. Now, the new current sensitivity, which is equal to I dash, we can take it as dash or I1, I dash is, which is Is plus what they have given here, the 50%, right? So 50 by 100 into Is, which is equal to what it will come? 3 by 2 Is. So now the new voltage sensitivity Vs, which is equal to I dash S by 2R, right, which is equal to what? We have to take it here, the I dash S, which is I dash S, which is nothing but the 3 by 2 Is whole divided by 2R, which is equal to 3 by 4 Vs, right? So it is equal to what? 0.75 Vs. So the new voltage sensitivity will becomes 75% of the initial value. So what it will come, that means it decreases by 25%. Okay. So that's it, children. Thank you, children.